What's up, everybody? It's DJ KAOS. Today we're going to check out the Exoton 1803. That's the 18-inch sub on the column array speaker. Okay? Anyways, I'll tell you a bit about my experience with the speakers. I bought 2 sets and did a little bit of an unboxing, but this video won't be what you're used to seeing. Hats off to the people that do reviews, because now I realize there's so much work involved. Anyways, so I'm just going to kind of go through it. So this will be a partial unboxing and an honest review after actually getting my hands on them. Once again, it's the Exoton S-1803 white. It also comes in black. And trust me, there's a lot of things I absolutely love about these speakers, and a couple things I think could be improved. Nothing major. Am I an expert? No. But I'm a professional DJ with decades of experience. So hopefully that matters to someone out there watching this. Let's get right into it. Here you see me unboxing some of the speakers. Like I said, they're 18-inch subs. I like the bass. I'm pretty used to, I have other systems. I have some high-end systems, column array, as well as point source from various large brands. And I like my bass. That's why I opted for the 18-inch instead of the 15 or the 12. It comes in both. All right, let's get into it. So first impressions, the packaging. Right away, let's talk about the packaging. Honestly, the packaging is great. Now, I won't say it's perfect. I'll get into why I won't say it's perfect later in the video. But overall, Exoton did a really impressive job with the packaging. And I want to be fair when I say this. I own speakers, like I said, from premium brands such as RCF, QSC, and KAOS. And I absolutely love those brands. I love those systems that I have. But surprisingly, neither of those expensive speakers arrived packaged like the Exoton speakers came. They were double boxed, wrapped in protective bags. They were packed with thick protective foam, not styrofoam, the spongy foam. So it's really nice. Plus bags as well. Surprisingly, the bags are included in the already amazing price of the speakers. The speakers don't cost much at all in comparison to other brands. For what's supposed to be a budget speaker system, that's honestly impressive, including bags and accessories. Now, once you open the boxes and start taking everything out, one thing I immediately noticed and appreciated is the Exoton company includes protective carry bags. Those bags are a huge addition, and like I said, the speaker is white, so they're really going to come in handy. And if you're a DJ or a mobile entertainer, you already know a lot of speaker companies charge extra for bags and covers, sometimes a lot extra. Anyways, Exoton includes them. And remember, these are supposed to be budget-friendly speakers, meaning they cost considerably less than many premium competitors. So right away, you're getting amazing value, great value for your money. Now let's address the paint smell. I've seen other videos where people are saying, oh my God, it smells so bad, blah, blah, blah. Well, not from my experience. I opened the box, I took off the covers, took off the foam, took off the plastic wrap, and you do smell what to me smells like fresh paint, new paint. When you buy a new car, it smells like new car. You know, we've gotten used to that smell because, and some people love the new car smell, some people don't. This just smells like paint, like regular wall paint. Now, I've had one set out for a few days, and I would say after about a week, that fresh paint smell sort of goes away. It's not a big deal, to me at least. But like I said, I saw other videos and they made a pretty big deal about it. Some were saying it's really funky and it smelled like doo-doo and all this stuff. I don't know where their speakers came from. From seeing their videos, it sounded like it came from a farm. You know, I thought the smell was going to be horrible, so I was kind of expecting that. But no, it's just fresh paint. No big deal. Anyways, it's not an issue. And it's not overpowering. It's just something worth mentioning in an honest review. All right, so first look, design and appearance. And wow, the first visual impression, these speakers look amazing. The white finish is clean, modern, stylish, and honestly, really premium looking. Especially if you're doing weddings, DJing weddings or upscale corporate events or luxury style setups. This is the perfect look that you want to have. And it doesn't cost much. I'm probably going to say that quite a bit because that's one of the best features of this speaker system. They've got this very streamlined, modern aesthetic. I'm just going to say it. These are sexy speakers. Hands down. All right, now let's address the elephant in the room. Oh, by the way, before I talk about the word hiss, I'm just going to say what you're seeing in the video right now is my speakers came with screw holes, and there's screws in them where you can put wheels. They don't come with casters, wheels. I bought separate casters from my local Home Depot. I think they were about $19 each. And I think I put one with a lock, on and off locking tire or wheel caster, and the other three just spin in any direction. And I went premium. There are different casters to choose from, but some of them have open bearings and some have closed bearings, and the closed bearings are the better ones because it's less likely to get dirt and stuff inside the bearing, which causes the wheel not to roll properly and also makes it noisy and could sometimes grind and stop some of the motion from the caster. So what I'm saying is buy premium casters if you're going to add them. And the sub is heavy. It's around the same size as a QSC 181. That's a KW QSC 181. Because I have a bunch of those and I put them side by side, and They're pretty much the same height and size as the Exoton S-1803 white. But I find the Exoton speaker is quite heavy. So I really wanted the casters, so I put casters on, okay? But like I said, it doesn't come with it. That's extra. So here you see me opening another box. Earlier I said I would mention something about the packaging. Well, what you're going to see here is with my second box, I actually ran into an issue. When I finally got it all open, I noticed there was a dent on my grill. And at first I didn't think much about it, but then when I went to play the speaker for the first time, I've already played the first Exoton and it sounded great, it sounded amazing. But when I went to play the second one, it didn't sound proper. There was definitely a vibration or something touching the woofer. So I called Exoton right away. Actually, I messaged them on Facebook. And then immediately someone responded. They asked me to send them a photo or some video. So I just happened to be doing this YouTube review about it. So I had some videos. So I sent them what the grill looked like. And I sent them some audio of what it sounded like. And immediately they knew exactly what was wrong. And they walked me through resolving it. So the first thing they made me do is I had a rubber mallet. So on a soft couch, I straightened out the bend. It wasn't major, but it was enough to touch the woofer, which in my opinion means the grill is slightly too close to the woofer. It's very close in design. Maybe in future designs they could back up the woofer a little bit. Anyway, they also said they will send me another grill at no charge. So I thought that was very nice of them. And after I rubber malleted the grill, then everything was right. I played it, it sounded perfect. I was scared at first because when I first heard it, it sounded similar to a blown speaker. So I thought, like, did I get a used one? But no, it was just the grill touching the woofer. So that's why earlier when I said the packaging is not perfect, but it's great, that is the reason. In my experience, I ended up with one dented grill, and it was a panicked at first, but it turned out to be a non-issue, and Exoton handled it right away. It was literally like I stopped the video and I messaged them on Facebook right away, and then they answered and handled it quick, so it was good. All right, moving on. Like I said, let's address the elephant in the room, which is the hiss gate. So, yes, there is a hiss. If you've been researching this speaker, you've probably heard people mentioning it. But let me give you my honest opinion. Is there a hiss? Yes. Is it a deal breaker? No. Absolutely not. First off, it's very minor. You almost have to put your ear right up to the speaker to really call it a problem. And once you start turning the volume up, it becomes even less noticeable. Or at least for me personally. Oh, another thing I noticed too is the hiss doesn't stay there. It's almost like there's a gate on the speaker already. And like when there's signal, there's a little bit of a hiss. When the signal stops, the hiss just goes right away, like a gate. But again, it's not a deal breaker. It's not a major issue, but it is there. And it's very minor. The benefits of this speaker system massively outweigh the small issue. Okay, so let's talk about sound quality. The real surprise. Now let's talk about the thing that actually matters. How do they sound? Honestly, I was so surprised. The bass is massive. Shook my house, and I didn't even have it turned up much. And I was just running Bluetooth from my phone. The tops are loud, clean, and clear. I'm an older DJ, so, a lot of people say the older DJs tend to play higher highs with years of hearing loss. So to me, it sounds crystal clear, very clear. A lot of the younger DJs tend to say it's too much highs. That's where if you have either a mixing board after your controller, you can EQ out the top end. Or there's actually other ways to do it too. It comes with a Cat 5 wire, and it comes with a little Cat 5 USB dongle and a CD with software. And basically you could go in from your laptop and dial back the highs or pretty much EQ it however you like and save it as a preset. Now, I'm not going to go into it and do all that, but I did do some research. I read the manual. It's not a big manual. And I checked with ChatGPT, of course. And yeah, so you can go in and dial it back manually and save it. So again, in my opinion, those negative things that have been said, such as that, that's one way to resolve that. And once you have the highs dialed back, if you need it that way, then you really can't criticize anything more about it. It's a great speaker. It's loud, clear, clean, bass, mids, highs. It's a 3-way speaker, not 2-way. So that's great. Gives you mids, highs, and lows. I think I used the standard setting because it had the most bass. How do they sound? So like I said, I was surprised. The bass was massive. I was genuinely impressed by the low end. The tops are loud, clean, and clear. And they sound way more upgraded than what you would expect from a budget brand. They're really hardly budget at all other than the price. They're a sexy speaker. It's premium quality, loud, clear. The speakers genuinely scream premium, which is great. You get your money's worth. That's for sure. If someone covered the logo and asked me to guess the price range, I would have guessed significantly more. I'm not going to say the price because I'm in Canada and most of the people watching this video are probably in the United States. So if I were to say a price, it's different for you. It's a lot less for you. So I'll just leave it at that. The price doesn't cost much at all. You could easily buy 4 of these and it would still cost massively less than a name brand, a big name brand. One thing I personally added, like I said earlier, was the casters from Home Depot. I'm happy about that. I picked gray. There's other color casters to choose from, such as blue and red and black. But I like the gray. I feel like it looked fashionable. Here in the video, you see me opening the packaging. Like I said, it comes with Cat 5 wire, comes with a dongle, a USB dongle, comes with a CD that has the software to change the settings internally. So that's pretty good. Comes with all that. Comes with the power cord. I was recording on 2 different cameras, so I'm just showing one camera and then I'm showing the other. What else? Yeah, was it a good idea to buy these speakers? The results to me were amazing. First, I think they actually look even better in person. Second, they become dramatically easier to move with the wheels that I added. And third, this was really important to me, no rattling. Before I bought the casters, I spoke about it in one of the groups, and people said, oh, your wheels are going to rattle if you put wheels on it. And believe it or not, one of my big name bass speakers, which came with casters, the wheels do rattle. And I have to tape them up when I'm playing that. It's a 21-inch sub. So I'll just say that. These wheels do not rattle. That's why I said earlier to go premium on the casters. Don't cheap out. It'll be worth it just for that reason alone. Anyways, even when the bass is pounding, there's no rattling. So now, did I buy quality wheels? Like I said, around $20 Canadian. I think it was $19 to be exact each. So keep that in mind. There's even more expensive ones as well. So I kind of went mid-range premium. Cheap wheels might be a different story. The weight, a real con. Now for one of the negatives, the subwoofer is heavy, very heavy. And because of the shape of the cabinet, you definitely need some arm length and a bit of strength to maneuver it comfortably. But with casters, that brings down that awkward maneuvering, and it also helps, in my opinion, for you to have less dings or scratches, because with the wheels you have so much more control over moving it around. Let's see. So like I said, it's not a deal breaker, but it's worth mentioning. Definitely something to know before buying. And there are the tops. It's very pretty. They're light. The top actually is a little bit heavier than the bottom, I believe. Yeah, they're beautiful, clean, streamlined. Oh, by the way, the speaker pole has a magnet and 3 pins, I guess, inside. So you just plop the top onto the pole, and that's your connection. There's no wire. You don't have to use any wire other than plugging it in. If you want, you don't even have to use an XLR to go into the input because it has Bluetooth, so you could go Bluetooth right from your laptop. But obviously there's going to be a delay, so I wouldn't advise that. But if you were somewhere and you just needed a wireless unit, like cocktail hour at a wedding, then you could just get an iPad or something or a phone or your laptop and just run it wireless through Bluetooth. And so that's a big thing for weddings, corporate events. Honestly, these speakers are almost perfect for weddings. And if you have 4 of them, like I have 2 now, but I'm sure I'll get 2 more. You could run 1 for the ceremony, 1 for the cocktail hour, and then 2 in the reception party. That setup would honestly be amazing. And it has Bluetooth, so surprisingly, that's very convenient. And it's another feature I really like. Now, but the Bluetooth, technically, because your laptop has Bluetooth, you could literally run just 1 wire to these speakers, which would be the power cord, and that's it. Now, would I recommend Bluetooth for live DJing? No, because delay affects your mixing, and there's enough delay that proper mixing would be difficult. But for things like cocktail hour, dinner music, ceremony, or background playlist music, absolutely. Very useful. And one small detail, a white power cord would have been perfect. It comes with a black power cable. So, Exoton, if you're listening, in the future, if you could deliver the black with a black cord and the white with a white cord, for us wedding DJs, those small details mean a lot. Because in this case, I have to add a white cord. Okay? The speaker is white, but the power cable is black. A white cable would have looked way cleaner for weddings and upscale setups. It's a small detail, but details matter. Why the packaging wasn't perfect? I explained this already. I'm just kind of reading notes, because I didn't want to forget anything. So this was just going to talk about the grill, the bent grill. But you already know. So, some final thoughts and pros and cons. Let's wrap this up. Pros. It's cheap. The price is very low. That's the biggest pro about these speakers. The price is amazing. You can't go wrong. Big bang for your buck. It's beautiful. It's stylish. It has design. It looks comparable to very high-end column array speakers. So that alone is worth what you're paying for these. They're loud, which is what most DJs want. So that's great. It's like you expect high-end column array speakers to be loud, and some of them are not. But this is, I would say, again, for what you're paying, the loudness is amazing. They're clear, so the clarity is great. The sound is good. All these are pros. You get massive bass if you want it. You don't have to run it sub-heavy. There's different presets, and you can choose one of the other ones where some throw, like there's one called long throw. It kind of pulls the bass out a little, and throws the voice a bit further, stuff like that. There's one called monitor. So there's different settings, if you don't want as much bass, but I like the bass, so I chose the standard setting. It comes, when you turn it on, it's already on that setting. Again, Bluetooth, it comes with Bluetooth, so that's also a pro. The protective bags that are included, that's also a pro. The pre-drilled caster holes with screws included, that's also a pro. All this stuff makes it very premium and wedding, corporate looking, so, and that's why we're buying these speakers. You're getting a look, and a premium look, an expensive look, something that really stands out, sets you apart. So you're getting all this for a small price. Exoton did a great thing. They created a great product, and I'm sure they're going to sell a lot of it. By the way, I'm not paid for this. I'm just a regular dude, and I bought some speakers, and I like them enough to talk about it and take some time to make a video. But I could have made the video better. I could have let you hear what I was saying when I was unboxing it and stuff, but there's too much editing involved, and I'm not getting paid for this, so I'm not going to put in the time. The cons. So, the internal Bluetooth sounds okay, but I just happen to have an external Bluetooth as well, by Alto. I think it's called the Alto Total. And I found that when I use the Alto Bluetooth, then the speaker sounds even better. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Not that it sounds bad with the Bluetooth that it comes with. It just sounds better with the external Bluetooth that I was using. I found it was louder and seemed more clear, but who knows why. So I put that as a con because if I never had that Alto Bluetooth, then I would have never known there was a difference in sound. I didn't know the sound could improve, which it did. Another con is that the sub is so heavy, Now it is wood. I believe it's birch wood. So you're never going to get away from having light speakers that are 18-inch drivers using birch wood. Every birch wood speaker with that size driver is going to be pretty heavy. Some designers or companies find ways to cut some of the wood and save some of the wood space inside due to the design. Therefore, theirs might be a little bit lighter. What else did I put as a con? The hiss. There's a slight hiss. It's not always there. I did use different power sources. I think I tried, I can't remember the name of it, but one of those a Jackery, a battery-powered generator. I tried a Jackery, and it was clean, and there was a little bit of hiss. So I have a feeling it has partially something to do with where you plug in the power. Because maybe, for example, if you're in an old venue, you might get some ground noise in there maybe. But Again, for me, it's not that bad. There's a little bit of a hiss, so I put it as a con. In my case, another con was the grill issue. One of mine came with a bent grill, so it rattled, but like I said, Exoton took care of that quickly, and I'm very satisfied with my purchase. So, my final verdict would be, would I buy these speakers again? Yes. Honestly, yes. And would I recommend them for people to buy? Not just starting DJs, because I noticed, because the name is not that noticed, or it's not a big brand name, any big DJs that have done reviews, their first thing to say is, it's a good startup DJ speaker. If you're beginning in the game, buy this as a startup, which implies, get something else, get a big brand name if you want to sound much better. But like I said, I already have big brand name speakers, and it's 2026 is the year, and I'm going to be rocking Exotons at most of the weddings. Probably weddings that are 150 people and less, maybe 200 people, but I believe if the numbers are over 150 people, I'd probably use my point source, just because, you know. So, like I said, especially for weddings and mobile DJs, wanting a clean white luxury look without spending crazy money for the price, these things seriously impress me. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts about this? What are some of the questions you have? Do you want me to do a sound test video? Because I know when I watch reviews, I want to, even though it's through the phone speaker or phone microphone, I still kind of want to hear them. But I just didn't want to take the time and do it. But if you guys want that, let me know in the comments and I'll do it. Yeah, they're impressive. If you have any questions, let me know. Once again, I'm DJ KAOS, spelled with a K, KAOS. You could always check out my website, which is djkaos.ca. So djkaos.ca. I think that's about it. I recorded most of this on my iPhone. Some of it I recorded from a laptop. That's why you're seeing like the same video shot from different angles. Yeah. Okay, so I'll let you watch the rest of the video. I'm done talking. I'm DJ KAOS and I'm out.